Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome everyone that might be watching this presentation about my service choice as far as the organization I decided to volunteer for during this class. As it says on the slide, I volunteered for the American Youth Soccer Organization, or AYSO for short. This is actually a pretty large organization that I feel like a lot of people will know about already from either previous experience of participating in it or in their children participating in it. AYSO has been around for a while, so I would not be surprised if everybody's pretty much heard of this place. So during this, I will explain to you why I selected AYSO for my volunteer experience, how I served the community while I was doing it. I will talk to you about the Greenleaf questions that I answered while volunteering for this particular organization, and which servant leadership skills were used and how I used them, and any significant takeaways and stuff that I took from this experience myself. So, to get started, why I chose AYSO. So, AYSO has been an organization that's been around for a very long time. It's been around since 1964. Well, I guess not a really long time. I know there's some people older than that, but it's pretty large for a volunteer-run nonprofit organization. It's exactly what this place is. It's a nonprofit, or an organization that runs solely on volunteer help. This means, so it says on the website specifically, this means registered volunteers run the local AYSO programs all over the country. Additionally, our national board of directors, national president, as well as every coach, referee, and regional commissioner, and the list goes on, is a volunteer. So all of these people volunteer for this company or this organization to run youth sports or youth soccer sports around the country. They're an organization that's focused on the fun of the game and not just winning. And their focus is promoting a good soccer experience for everybody. That's the main reason that they are around. So, how I selected AYSO, it's actually a very interesting story. Well, down where I live at in the city of Wilcox, there's not a lot of coaches or people that want to be involved in that kind of stuff. People like to go watch, but they don't like to actually be the ones doing it. They'd rather yell and scream at the people that are doing it than actually be the ones participating. So, I just had recently moved down to Wilcox, and one of my wife's clients is one of the board members down here. And she came up and asked my wife if she would be interested in coaching an AYSO team of kids that didn't get selected on the other teams and needed a place to play and have a coach, otherwise they wouldn't be there for the season. Well, lo and behold, my wife volunteered me, and then they asked me if I would do it. And in the end, I ended up signing up and saying that I would do it. I felt bad for these children. I wanted them to play, so that's why I did it. And I have been doing it ever since. I've enjoyed it. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things. I look forward to it every single year when the season comes around. Biggest reason that I decided I would like to do it and how I selected is I love coaching youth sports. So I've coached wrestling at my high school and the middle schools around where I lived at for all my life. I enjoy reffing. I enjoy doing everything about it. And one of the only organizations down here that really takes volunteer coaches and is an organization down here is the AYSO organization. They're the largest one down here in Wilcox. So more opportunities, more availability for stuff to go. Soccer is an absolute passion of mine. It's always been there. I still actually play today on a co-ed team in Tucson, which, yet again, I volunteer for that as well. I'm the manager of the team. I don't get paid to do it. I just manage everybody. The other big thing is that everything in AYSO is volunteer powered. So there's no special treatment that anybody gets. Everybody is on an equal footing when they go into the season. And that's kind of how I want things to go. I don't want favoritism and things like that in a place that I'm going to be working for, doing stuff for. So for me, the community of Wilcox, soccer is probably the largest following in Wilcox. They, every season, pretty much every child is signed up for soccer on some sort of team. And they do nothing but just everybody's there on the weekends. Everybody's there rooting for some sort of child or somebody out there. So it's really cool to actually go out there and be involved in that. The community at large down here in Wilcox is very low income kind of people. They relatively, most of them are farm workers, ranch hands. Not very many of them, or they run their own little small businesses and stuff around here. But other than that, there's not a lot of money that comes through here. Most of the money that does come through are for the wineries and stuff that are around the area. We've got a lot of wine tasting rooms and other things like that that bring the influx of tourists and stuff down here. And that's about it. Other than that, there's not a lot down here. Oh yeah, more people will actually sign up for soccer and participate in it over football and baseball/softball down here. So it's very fun to get involved in. Another big one that I've done ever since that first season is I don't really pick the kids that come onto my team. I let the organization pick the people that they want to put on my team. Usually the ones that aren't asked for by the other coaches or anything like that. They just give me whoever's there. The ones that aren't picked, they just send them to me. And that's how I like it. They're the kids that I want to work with. They're the ones that usually are probably the best to develop, and they're absolutely amazing to work with. Some of my most closest friends and some of the families I've worked for and volunteered for their kids have come from this opportunity that I've had. Another big reason why I did this in the community down here, there is no other referee that's available to ref these games or that's certified to do it. And I'm the only person down here that is actually certified to ref soccer games. So as part of it as well, I volunteer to ref the games that other kids are playing in and my own team. I'm actually out on the field reffing during those games. I'm not just coaching, I'm doing both. And pretty much my entire Saturday's filled up with soccer and different varieties of stuff down there. Just to show you kind of the size of Wilcox, the population is 3,205 people. So there's not a lot of people down here. But one of the cool facts about this place is that it's actually one of the largest producers of pistachios in the world. And I did not know that there was even a pistachio farm down here until I moved down here. Actually, a lot of the families work as harvesters for that particular farm down here. So, for the first question that I answered as far as for Greenleaf was what growth opportunities are with this servant leadership in my service project. A big thing with AYSO is that they have a large focus for the growth and development of the youth on and off the field. AYSO wants the safety and inclusion of players to be the focus. Like, that's their big thing. Oh, there's a coach training on safety and diversity that you have to take before you even become a coach. You learn first aid practices and different things before as well. And then on top of that, they're through playing soccer and all the things that come with it, they grow physically, socially, and mentally. Physically through playing of soccer, that's a physical activity. Social, they have to interact with other people and other players on the field. And mental growth, they have to work through challenges and problems on and off the field. And then they also learn new skills. They build a sense of responsibility and confidence as they're doing it. Other question that was answered during is the health-wise freer, autonomy, and themselves. So during soccer is a physical sport which promotes good health and exercise. Helps build strength, endurance, and coordination. It also teaches the importance of good sportsmanship, social skills, and positive relationships, which kind of answers every piece of the question up there about the health-wise freer, autonomy, and themselves. And then the least privileged, I think this one's kind of I explained a lot earlier, but soccer is a sport for everybody. It doesn't matter what your background, race, religion, gender is. It is a game that everybody can compete in, everybody can play in, and they should all have fun in. It is a safe and inclusive environment for what we do down here. We have a lot of diversity on the teams, and everybody is equal. It doesn't matter if you're the best player or the worst player. Everybody plays. Everybody is equal. It does not matter. Everybody gets out there. One of the big things down here, too, is that financially struggling families can get scholarships and financial assistance programs to pay the small fee that they require for signing up. So it does make it so that the least privileged of us can actually participate and still do stuff. So the servant leadership skills that I used, empathy being one of the top ones that I use. So as you're able to put yourself in your player's shoes, a lot of times players come in and a lot of times they don't. They're not very well practiced as far as soccer goes. They're not in the best of shape. And they're just not socially always practiced the way they need to be. So empathy-wise, I was able to put myself into their shoes so that I could understand their situation and really help them as a player. I would also a lot of times listen to their concerns and their feedback as far as players go, because I don't always know what's best for the team. I don't know what's always best for each of them, or to even make our team better. A lot of times, just by sitting down and listening to the players, even the parents, I've been able to form a team that's more cohesive and they play better together and become better as the season goes along. They also learn a lot of collaboration just through the teamwork, working together. As far as skill level goes, I'll have better skilled players play with lower skilled players to get them better. I'll move people around the field to get them working with different people and giving them opportunities to work with people of different race, gender, and background. Another fun one that I like to do as well is give them leadership opportunities. I won't always put the best player as the captain for the team when we go in for a game. I'll actually make the captain of the team somebody who doesn't necessarily have the most confidence in doing it, so that they can build that confidence and they can feel good and have those opportunities to lead. I'll also have them lead practices. I'll have them lead drills. I'll have them do specific things that they need a little bit of practice in, but be able to let them teach other people how to do it. And it gives them and helps them grow as players and as individuals. So some of the significant takeaways that I did from this opportunity, or these opportunities that I've had over the years of volunteering for AYSO, is that winning isn't everything. That's always been something that I needed to learn myself. I've always been a competitive person. I've been very much try to go out and be the best of the best. And I always saw losing as a failure on my end. And it's been nice being able to learn from a different perspective that winning isn't everything, and it's okay not to always win. It's all about having fun. It's all about getting out there. It's about experiencing new things, and it's about doing something different. So the opportunity, the other fun one that I didn't really, through changing my mindset a lot on this, was being able to see the leadership opportunities that a lot of these players can learn from and become stronger from by leading the warm-ups, doing skills demonstrations, being the team captain. It gives them a good sense of gives them a sense of pride in themselves and gives them a lot more confidence to move forward in life. I also started to learn a little bit more about the developmental focus of AYSO. I didn't realize how many resources there are out there for you to learn and become a better coach and become more inclusive and do all sorts of stuff to help the players have a better opportunity and to develop and become better people in the long run. And then on top of that, I didn't also realize how much feedback and how much I listened to the players, their concerns, and how much it helps me as a coach. And that was a big one for me, to becoming better, and a better version of myself was being able to listen to this feedback and to be able to become better from it. So there was a lot of takeaways that I did from this, and I absolutely enjoyed my time, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was absolutely amazing. Just a few photos, or a couple photos. So it was actually really cool. This was the as we were starting this project, I was winding down this last season of soccer, and this was actually my team right here. This team was awesome. Same thing, they were a team of guys that nobody really knew who they were, or nobody really wanted on their team. We were the only full co-ed team. Everybody else was a full team of boys. We were the only co-ed team with girls that played regularly. I wish I had everybody from my team in this photo, but I don't. They didn't all get to stick around for the trophy ceremony, but we actually came in first in the league this year. And that was a really, really cool experience, because a lot of this team was actually run by the team. And I was just there to help facilitate and get them to that finish line and kind of serve them instead of me telling them what to do and this and that. Like, it was actually really, really cool. And to see the confidence that came from them and the growth that they did throughout this season. And then these are my references. These are the couple that I used during this presentation. And thank you for your time. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation about what I did as far as my service project for AYSO.